मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानपुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, friends. A very warm welcome to our Business Opportunity Over Chai. And this special edition, Business Opportunity Over Chai, will help you to understand the greatest business opportunities that we Franchise India specially brings to you. Business Opportunity Over Chai presented by management team of Franchise India, Mr. Gaurav Maria, Chairman at Franchise India Group, and Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, MD at Franchise India Brands Limited. Every day, 12 o'clock, we launch a new brand to explore new business opportunities. Today, we have invited a great brand come from the region of USA, Smoothie Factory. Smoothie Factory is a USA well-known smoothie brand and juice bar franchise with widespread international locations. The brand focuses on offering a variety of fresh and nutritious smoothies, juices, and other health-conscious products. By franchising Smoothie Factory, you can benefit from their recognized brand, proven recipes, and operation system. This will provide a solid foundation of your own business venture in the health conscious food and beverages industry. So, in the panelists, we have invited to know more about this business opportunity. We have invited CEO of Fran Global, Ms. Venus Barak. Then we have in our panelist, Mr. Rahul. He takes, he will help us to understand the business well about this. And from the brand side, we have James and Paul. So before inviting them, the team of Smoothie Factory over the stage, I would like to hand over the stage to Venus. Over to you, Venus.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. And I always, thank our team and our participants and our partners for doing this every day from last 3.5 years. This is the biggest platform which launches one brand every day. And so this is unprecedented. And so again, congratulations to Franchise India, Fran Global, and all our teams to making this possible. And of course, I'm privileged as a CEO of Fran Global to be able to host this and introduce very, very credible, exciting brands in for our India franchisees. So as I mentioned, I'm Venus Barak. I'm the CEO of Fran Global. Fran Global is a market entry firm. Our predominant business has always been from last 2 decades, helping international brands and concepts to find master franchise partners in the country and across the region, actually. And, it's very important that I share why the relationship which Fran Global has with today's brand. Being part of Franchise India, it has always been part of our DNA to democratize franchising. Now, master franchising historically in our country is either the bastion of very large groups or maybe some mid-sized groups also, but not with the upcoming young, very ambitious and able young master franchisees from all across the country. So it came upon us. And as being part of Franchise India, we realized that it can only be us to be able to bring opportunities and really engage ourselves in a much deeper manner, not just as an advisor or a broker, but actually as a partner, and build brands who have great credibility, who have great background, who know what they're doing, and the Indian market has a gap. And Smoothie Factory, the brand for today, and I'm very, very happy to announce, is that brand. We are the exclusive development partner. Fran Global is the exclusive development partner for the Smoothie Factory for the Indian market. And in fact, today we have James, who is the founder and president, CEO of the Smoothie Factory, who founded the brand almost 30 years back when nobody was building smoothie concepts, and has taken it to 20 plus countries. And we have Paul. Paul is Indian Australian, and Paul is actually the master franchisee of Smoothie Factory for India. So he has taken that call. Now, with the power of franchising, a brand from the United States in over 20 countries, partner from Australia, and us has come together to bring you an opportunity where we are looking at partnering with area masters across the country. So it's almost, I would say, it is very hard to find opportunities which are capital savvy, which are operation savvy, which are growth savvy. Smoothie Factory has all those, and our Fran Global and Franchise India team will be working with Paul, with James, and with you to be able to launch and scale the brand, both on the development side, operation side, management side. So yes, so very excited to introduce the brand today. And we have James and Paul, who will be kind of taking us through the brand. And then we will have Rahul Sharma, who is our Vice President for franchise development and sales, who will kind of really share with you, the overall business model. And then we will have question and answer. This is a live session, which means you can talk to us in real life, real-time manner. You just have to click on the Q&A box, shoot your questions during the session, and we'll take it up as much as possible. So James, Paul, and Rahul, welcome. And James, let's get started.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Venus, and thank you, Rahul. We're very proud to be a part of this webinar, and welcome everybody. And I hope you get a lot out of this this session that we're having with you today. So let me start off by introducing myself. My name is James Viasana. I'm the founder of the Smoothie Factory brand. We started the brand in Dallas, Texas, actually in Carrollton. It's a suburb outside of Dallas, back in 1996. And so we've been in the juice bar industry for the past 27 years. And today we have master franchises for over 17 countries around the world. And we have new countries coming on board that we've signed that'll be opening soon. But kind of what I want to focus on today is to give you an overview of the Smoothie Factory brand. And then we're happy to answer any and all questions that you have towards the end of the session. So why don't I start there? And I'm working together with our master franchise partner, Paul Pius, who you see on the screen as well. And so I'll be introducing him a little bit later, and he'll be speaking with you as well. I think let me start off by showing you just a short video. It's just a short 3-minute video, and then I'll get started on the overview. So I'm going to pull that up right now.
You need to share your screen, James.
Yeah.
My name is James Viasana, and my role in Smoothie Factory is the founder and CEO of Smoothie Factory. A Smoothie Factory started in 1996 in Carrollton, Texas. That was our very first store. The idea behind Smoothie Factory originally is that we were looking for a product that was made with all real fruits, whole fruits. At that time, I was an aspiring Olympic athlete, and I needed to consume about 6 meals a day. And doing that was very challenging in terms of getting the correct nutrition in there and purchasing these meals at affordable prices. So the idea came in mind later on when I was at the university to create this concept as part of our senior project. And that's originally the genesis of Smoothie Factory, that we would make smoothies with real fruits only, without concentrates and purees, and we would have it at affordable prices. Smoothie Factory has been very successful over the years, in large part because of our franchise partners. We set, of course, the agenda, the goals, the objectives for the company, but we work in conjunction with our master franchise partners to grow the brand successfully. My everyday job routine comprises of several components. A large part of it is setting the agenda for the company for the next 2 or 3 quarters. The funnest part, the most exciting part, is the research and development because we come from a restaurant background and we don't come from a venture capitalist or strictly a business background. So R&D is a big part of our company, and I think a large part of our success. The third component, I would say, would be the training and the support. So it's not unusual that the executives in the company are also trainers, and that's something you don't typically see in other franchise brands. The obstacles and difficulties we face in achieving success primarily have to do with deviations from our systems of operation. If you have an operator that isn't purchasing the right standard specifications, or maybe they're not doing things the Smoothie Factory way in terms of our steps of customer service or our quality guarantees, that's going to affect their business. That's going to affect our brand as a whole. The second obstacle, I would say, is sometimes there's sanctions put on certain countries, and that disrupts the supply chain where they're not able to purchase their ingredients that we specify and bring it into their country. What people love about Smoothie Factory product is that it's all natural. It's made with all real fruits and real ingredients. We don't use any concentrates or purees or sorbets. These are fillers that a lot of brands will put into their smoothies. They're less costly than real fruit. So I think they might not know exactly why it tastes so good and why it tastes so natural, but that's the primary reason. And the second reason I would say is that we have very attractive pricing, and we make a conscious effort to whatever market we go into to make it affordable so that we can do a volume sales strategy. I perceive the Cypriot market as there's a...
Hey, I'm just going to jump over to the presentation next. Let me share this new screen here with you. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so let me just give you an overview of Smoothie Factory. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with all of the offerings, and kind of point out along the way what makes us different than a typical juice bar that you might be familiar with. You know, first of all, Smoothie Factory, we're a healthy food concept. So one of our taglines is the healthier side of life. So that's our passion, that's our purpose. And as you can imagine, more and more consumers are embracing healthy lifestyles these days. And so we're perfectly positioned for that in the industry. Kind of what makes us unique is our offerings. Not only do we have a high quality offerings, but we have multiple revenue centers. So it's not just smoothies or juices alone. We're able to offer interesting items that attract additional segments, like our Superfood Bowls, for example. We have an extensive juice cleanse programs, healthy light foods like wraps and salads and sandwiches, for example. And then we got a wide variety of ancillary items like protein and energy balls or healthy halo cups or slices, and so on. So we can have a Smoothie Factory that sells, you know, on the smaller side of the spectrum, smoothies, juices, and superfood bowls. That's what we always sell at all Smoothie Factory stores. But if you'd like to plug in some additional items, those are optional in certain markets like India, where you can also have frozen yogurt or salads or sandwiches, you know, for example. I think the biggest thing in how we started and why we became so popular in 1996 is our smoothies. All of our smoothies are made with real fruits, and you would expect that as a customer, but unfortunately that doesn't always happen with other competitors. A lot of other competitors would put a frozen yogurt or a sorbet product in there. That's what we call fillers. You know, they're not as costly as real fruit. So that's their way of kind of cutting corners, if you will. But it doesn't have a natural flavor profiles like ours does. It gives it more of a tart and tangy taste profile. So we use real fruit and we use a lot of it. And kind of the proof is the richer colors like you see in that image right there. It's just all real fruit that we put in there. You know, we do have ice as part of it, but it's the majority of it is going to be real fruits. And we have a lot of different interesting combinations, whether it's our signature peanut butter powerhouse or our tropical power shake or our most popular smoothies, the Very Berry, you know, for example. Another offering that we have is our frozen yogurts. And so this has been a very popular item, especially during the spring and the summer months. We have it available in 3 different vehicles. So it's not just a frozen yogurt in a cup, but we also have it in a bubble waffle, which the young generation really love. It's very easy and simple to make. And we have different ways that we put those together. And then you can just simply have it in a cone, you know, and we usually have 4 to 6 different flavors per store. Most stores have 2 machines, which means you have 4 flavors. And with the cones and with the frozen yogurt in general, what we like most about this type of product is that the food cost is good, you know, is low. So you got good profitability, but it's very easy to make. You know, a lot of the products like the smoothies and juices are made on order, but this one is simply just pulling down the lever for the mix that's already made ahead of time. And then we finish it off with some toppings. So that's good to keep the lines down, the long lines down quicker, take some pressure off of the staff. The next core offering that Smoothie Factory has is our fresh squeezed juices. And so our juices are unique in this way. You know, we have a cold press juice options. Cold press is different than a centrifuge, which just has the blade, you push the fruit down, it creates heat. And that's a lot of people in the industry think that the heat will kill the live enzyme. So it's not as nutritious as a cold press juicer, for example. Cold press, just like the name sounds, is that whenever the juice is getting made, the juice always stays cold. So you have those live and active enzymes. So our juices are made fresh on order. We have 18 different signature juices that we make. And we also have a build your own, and that's one of our most popular categories. Actually, 1/3 of all juices sold in most locations is a make your own. So there's a big demand out there for people that want to get creative and pick whatever fruits or vegetables that they want in their juice. And the things that make our juices different than a grocery store juice is that it's all fresh. And, you know, it hasn't been heat pasteurized, no additives or preservatives have been included in there. And that's why someone coming to Smoothie Factory would pick our juice over a juice in the supermarket, you know, for example. And so those are, you know, ways that we can educate the customers is through LCD monitors. We have videos on our yogurt. We have videos on our smoothies, on our juices as a way to educate our customers and build that value into our product while they're in our stores. The next category that we have is that our food category. Food is a very nice category for Smoothie Factory that we started introducing about 4 years ago. And so a lot of the stores opening today in various markets include food. And so that has increasingly become one of our strongest categories. In the Cypriot market, for example, you know, the food category is our second highest grossing item behind smoothies. And then we have juices third, you know, just as an example. But we have a tremendous library. We got a lot of different options for the food. Like I mentioned earlier in the intro, we got sandwiches, salads, wraps, protein and energy balls. And we also tailor the menu to the market. So if we're looking for a lot of vegan options, for example, those are things that our development team work on or have created. So it's not just one size fits all, and that you're going to have to, you know, have that same selection no matter what market you're in. No, we work closely with our master franchise partners to make sure that we're positioning our product properly in the market. The next category that we have are our juice cleanse programs. So you might be familiar with this. Basically, this is like a juice fast or a juice detox. Instead of eating a meal for the day, instead of eating 3 meals, you'll have 6 juices throughout the day. Usually they're spaced out every 2 hours. And then you drink some water in between that. So it's a good way to just flush out some toxins in your body and to detox and can just kind of reset. We have 5 different juice cleanse programs, and those are available that come in a box. You know, for example, we have a 1-day, a 2-day, and a 3-day program. But in terms of the quantity, but in terms of the options that we have a green detox, for example, or we got the root cleanse. We got a green juice cleanse program. If you like those phytonutrients, the spinach, the kales, or the celeries, or the cucumbers, those are very popular as well. The other category, which is very strong, and we see this increasing just overall in general, is our superfood bowls. Now, you might be really familiar with this product in terms of acai. That's the Brazilian superfruit. And the reason why people love that so much is it's just packed with antioxidants and a lot of nutrients. There's some other bases that we use besides acai, and that's the pitaya, that's the red dragon fruit, or we use the coconut. And so that's why the category is called superfood bowls and not just acai bowls. But the majority of the bowls we offer are acai bowls. We have 12 bowls all together. 6 are acai, 3 are pitaya, and 3 are coconut. And then we have some limited time offers that we roll in throughout the year. It's not only the base, but we also have superfood toppings, like you can see in the image, you know, the goji berries, for example, the bee pollen, walnuts, you know, for example, blueberries. All of those are considered superfood bowl or superfoods. The next category we're actually introducing in our newest stores that are opening up next, which will be Iraq. We have the U.S. Embassy that we're opening up. That's the largest embassy in the world. So we'll be serving popsicles there, along with our other menu items. And then in Ramallah and Palestine, we'll be introducing popsicles as well. So that'll be available to the franchise community in a couple of months. But that'll be another category that you have. What we like about the popsicle program is that it's a smaller size popsicle. It's about 120 grams. So we're able to bring that price point lower for maybe some price sensitive guests. And as an operator, what we like about it is that there's zero waste. You can keep these popsicles frozen for a couple of months, up to 3 months before we would discard them. But of course, we would sell them by then. And so that's another aspect in controlling our food costs, which we typically in our industry, we don't have much waste as it is. It's hardly at all with smoothies. We may have a little bit in juices and on the food, but not much. We're just talking about maybe 1%, 1.5% if you're a little bit loose, but it's no greater than that. Now, I just kind of gave an overview of our core menu offerings, but these are the formats, our store formats that we serve these in. Smoothie Factory, we have 3 different formats. On the smaller size, usually this is going to be in a mall setting or a airport setting. We have our kiosk, and that's going to be this image right here. With the kiosk, that's about 35 square meters in size, and then we can put almost all of the items in there except for food and possibly frozen yogurt. So it does fit quite a bit of core menu offerings. Then the next size up is our express store. This could be either a street level location or just a larger size in the mall, and that's going to be towards 70 square meters. And then we have the traditional store that you see on the bottom right-hand side, and that can be anywhere from 70 to 120 square meters, for example. And that's going to have seating, and most often we'll have food incorporated with that over the past couple of years. This is just an image of the kiosk, just as a sample, but we got a lot of different designs, great designs. We work with good store designers, and they produce very detailed documents so that whoever's constructing the kiosk builds it to our specification. If you give someone, a contractor, the idea, they might say, yes, I can create this for you, but they're not store designers. So it's very important that we work with store designers so you have the right look and feel and ambiance of a Smoothie Factory store. So we always say that our store drawings are worth their weight in gold, in terms of the cost, and it's very cost effective as well. This is a closer look at the express store that I showed you earlier. So like I said, it's just a little bit larger footprint size. And then here's a few pictures of our traditional store. As you can see, it has a lot of seating, different variations of seating. It makes it more fun. And then you can see, like with the trade dress, our standard orange, yellows, and greens, which are fruit colors, which are good for the juice bar type concept like ours. So as you can see, we are just much, much more than a typical juice bar that just serves smoothies and juices. And that's been part of the reason, a large part of the reason why we've been so successful over the years. Not just the quality of our product, but our product differentiation. And then, of course, our system and our training program and customer service. Here next are just some factors that drive new franchisees to Smoothie Factory. I think, there's several here, and this is actually a skinny down version. But I would say, the biggest reason why people come to us is the high quality product and the multiple revenue centers. It's very hard if you just sell smoothies alone. You'd probably have to sell 200 to 300 if you wanted to make some serious, profit on that. Same thing if you're in the frozen yogurt business, you'd have to sell 200, 300 cups if you wanted to make a really strong profit. What we do is that we have multiple offerings like you've seen. They attract additional segments. We grow our brand, our customer base, and that's how we're able to achieve our sales. The other reasons why people go to Smoothie Factory, of course, is our history. We've been around for 27 years. We're not going anywhere. The executives of the company are the same ones that founded it, myself. So there's nothing I don't know about Smoothie Factory Juice Bar. We're not a venture capitalist company, and we're not trying to squeeze you the entire way. We have an owner-operator's perspective, so we can certainly empathize with operational issues, and we just provide great ongoing world-class support. Got a great development team. This is what you get, with Smoothie Factories. These are just the highlights, but of course, our training, our product development, which is very strong compared to other brands out there, our site selection and leasing, our design and construction, the marketing strategy, the sourcing and purchasing, and of course, we have a proven systems of operation. So, at this point, what I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce you to Paul Pius. He's actually our master franchise partner for all of India, and he can explain to you in more detail about the great opportunities. We're on the ground floor for Smoothie Factory for India. A lot of times when you want to get into a brand, it may have been already operating for many, many years, and all of the opportunities could have been, gobbled up or taken in your market. So Paul, I'll let you take it from here. And then I'll jump back in on the question and answer section. Yeah, here's Paul.
Thanks, James. Thanks, Venus, and thanks, Rahul. Thanks, Franchise India and Fran Global for giving us an opportunity. And good afternoon to all the participants in this program. I suppose James and Venus have already given you a background, so I don't want to echo everything what they have said. But basically, from my point, from being a master franchise of India, what I would like to specifically add is, at the end of the day, yes, we've got a great product, we've got a great system, but if it is not implemented at the root level, that means if our staff who does not give a good product do not deliver a good product to the customer. Say, for example, it comes on Monday, and if on Sunday the product is totally different, that's where we will jump in and make sure the quality and training is consistent throughout each store in India. So all I can definitely assure, and James, after even 26, 30 years, James is up there trying to help and support each franchisees. And that I can definitely assure of. So without further going more into detail, we are open for more questions, and I'll pass it on to Mr. Rahul or Venus to explain the financials. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, James. I think this is a very a sort of good summary of what the brand is and its history. Rahul, why don't you come in now and share with the audience here? We have a good participation today about how are we really launching the brand with our partners, with the prospective franchise partners from a financial standpoint. What is the offering?
Yeah. So good afternoon, team. I think so. James told about the brand. So before that, I want to just give a little bit more information. कि आप यदि कोई भी business लेते हो, especially in F&B business, so in a 5 factors play very important role about the brand. So here the brand play very important role. 30-year legacy. Second is the support system. We will take care of the 100% support. I said in support system from the location, hiring, training, supply chain, even the fit out. If you want to do a fit out by authorized vendor, we have an authorized vendor who can do the fit out with a time frame of 45 days. And the third point is coming in the menu. So we will do the customization of menu as per the Indian, because you know Indian love varieties of food. So we can also add some salad items for Indian. Now the fourth option, which play very important role, is the what type of model we are giving. So we are giving 3 segments right now. We are giving an area developer right who want to take some straight rights, and then there will be a city rights who want to take some city rights and develop the brand, and that is the unit right. In all 3 models, the support from us, when I said in us, from the franchise India, each is gonna have a rights who can take care of the operation. The Friend Global Franchise India business team will support you in all 3 formats. Now, if I'm coming to the financials of a unit models, in a unit model, we have 2 concepts. One is called as an express or a kiosk. Basically, we require a space of 200 to 300 square feet. The investment will vary around 20 to 25 lakh rupees. And the second model, which is called as the standalone, which is called as a cafe model, where the people can come, they can see, they can hang out with their family. Their investment will be around 35 to 40 lakh rupees investment. And the beauty of this, both the model, or when I can say city right or master right, they are an agreement trade. When I said an agreement trade, the unit right, we are following a 5 year of an agreement. And every 5 years is a renewal of an agreement. And then for a city rights or an estate rights, I am following a 10 year of an agreement. When you want to add this thing in an agreement trade?
Sure. So Rahul, you mentioned there are 2 options. So one is 25 lakhs. Now,
Yes.
is that you're talking about the price of the store or the price of the? Let's kind of take people through the single store opportunity, because that is also available, but also for the area masters.
Yes,
that's very
so
exciting.
For Venus, for an area master, we can discuss separately about the territory price, because when someone is taking as a territory rights, I can say as a city or a state rights, they have to open one single store. For that store, the franchisee fees is not applicable, but the other things play very important, because he is coming with a lot of hope, and the same hope we are giving to them, because both will work together for the development of a smoothie factory in their territory. But when I said a unit, right, for a unit, the 2 components are fixed. One is called as a franchisee fees and the store design. The other components are variable. So I said, if someone wants to say, I want to do a fit out, so then they can do a fit out by own. But the design must be remain same. The brand must be remain same. There will be no change in the brand and the other specifications. That is the reason the cost will be coming around 25 lakh rupees for a smaller format, which is a kiosk, and 35 to 40 lakh rupees for a traditional high street model.
Yes, I think that's fair enough. So these are the 2 models.
Yes.
So Express, what is the area for Express, Rahul?
So that will be 200 to 400 or 115 to 400 square feet, because it's basically a kiosk which will be open in a mall, maybe in a college.
In a food court.
Yeah,
in a food court. In a food court. So these have to be very high traffic locations. So that's something which you need. Otherwise, a cafe model would be ideal for a brand like this. We would actually want to start with a cafe model, especially if you have a good location, because generally it will be very hard to find many locations in India with a great beverage, smoothie, and the kind of offering we have. And in that, the investment is about 40 odd lakhs. And as Rahul mentioned, I mean, the fee component is there, but also everything is variable. But yes, I think the brand is international. We want to keep the brand standards. But yes, we will give you the option of doing it by yourself, but our teams will be working with you to ensure that all the SOPs standards are met.
So, guys, James and Paul, I think I need a 10-minute because a lot of questions are coming from the participants. So I need little bit support and the clarity from your side so they can just think. So there is one question which is coming basically about the products. So how many SKUs are there? When I said if you're you are running a different store in a 20 plus country and 150 plus stores. So what is the SKU in your one store?
Yeah, so it'll depend on the format. So if you're in a mall location, we tend to skinny it down because that's really more of a quick purchase item, and you don't want your customers looking at the menu and holding up the line. So usually we'll put our most popular menu items, but skinny it down on a mall location. But for a traditional store, people have plenty of time. You probably have 2 registers instead of 1, and you're able to keep that down. But in terms of the food costs, the margins, generally for smoothies, we strive for an average food cost of about 22 to 24%, and we achieve that in most markets. And so that, of course, that means your profitability is going to be 76, 78%. On the Superfood Bowls, it is higher because the cost of the acai is higher, but our price point is higher for that. But those generally, that's going to be our highest one, and that's going to be around 32 to 34%. But our juices typically range around 27 to 29%. Our food items usually have a food cost around 26, 27% for our goal. For example, juice cleanses are very similar to the juices as well. You can anticipate about 27 to 29% food costs on there. So, in terms of how many products or how many SKUs, it really is just going to depend on which core menu offerings you're going to have at your store. But just in general, smoothies, we have 21 different smoothies. Juices, we have 18. Superfood Bowls, we have 12. For example, usually for our sandwiches or our wraps or our salads, we limit it to 5. We have a library that's much wider than 5. But you can decide as a store operator which 5 you want to offer ongoing, and maybe you change it out based off of your menu mix analysis that we do. Maybe you're going to update the slowest movers for the next quarter or for the next 2 quarters.
So I think James and Paul, overall, if I can say, so the cost of good will be around 25% and the net income will be coming around 30% as per the Indian market.
Yeah, it's going to it depends on which core menu offerings, but if you want to average them all out, across the board, if you had all offerings, again, the menu mix percentages are a little bit different, but you could probably plan on it being anywhere from 25 to 27% on average. But we have historical information, of course, for all of the core menu offerings, but smoothies, tends to be the lowest food costs compared to the others that are slightly a little bit higher.
Right. And Rahul, there would be some, Paul has already done that work quite a bit. There would be some menu innovation. So for example, James, acai in India is very expensive and relatively complicated to import. Although a lot of people are working in it because it's such a popular product. But menu innovation to still bring, but there's still so much of interest, and people want good, healthy bowls. So yes, we will be working to not have an alternative to acai as well. But yes, as James mentioned, it will be an expensive offering. We would have competitive options so that our people who are walking into the store still can have a good, healthy meal and then come back.
Thank you. So guys, I want to just add one more thing. So we can just also customize the menu, and as well as the price will be varies because of the different areas as per the James and Paul and Venus. Apart from that thing, my team will also support you in the license part, because if you are entering into the F&B business, there are some licenses required for SI license. So you will not worry, because we are giving a complete package. If you say, okay, I want to just start a business for a smoothie factory where it is a healthy drink or a wellness or maybe a salad item or a food item, my team will be there. And that is the beauty of this business. Okay, we want to grow together. I don't want that the franchisee will grow, then the brand will not grow. There is a replica. If brand is growing and the franchise is not growing. So for choosing a location, we will take care of the location, and the location must be approved from our side, because we always think from a longer period of visibility, how we want to make a business. And that is the reason we will take care of the more headache in a F&B business, because location, licensing, supply chain, training, hiring, and we will take care of all the segment. And apart from that thing, the product, the menu will be vary, because in India, it's very different markets. So some store will have some different menu, the other store will have some different menu. But overall, you can say we have a more than 150 plus 200 SKUs in a one store, and we can add a lot of new product. Because I know last week when we are talking to James, I don't know about the Popsicles. Now the Popsicles was introduced. So this is the beauty of the brand. When the brand is thinking from a franchisee point of view, when the brand is thinking from the customer point of view, then I would say you can take the Smoothie Factory as your business opportunity. Yeah, James and Paul, unless you want to add something, because then we have to just close this webinar and then start working. Venus, you are on a mute.
Sorry about that. That happens. Paul, I know you have spent a bit of time working in the Indian market. You are from India originally. And as a master franchise, I think we, of course, get driven by your drive and what you want to do with the business alongside James. So, Paul, what's your sort of vision and feedback, and what kind of partners you want to work with?
Yes, so basically we are looking for partners at this stage currently, of course, like Rahul has mentioned, area developers and city developers. But at the end of the day, we are looking for partners. Yes, we've got a good business model, but a partner with a very good attitude to learn, because we are also learning at every stage. And we would like to work with a partner, and we learn and we grow together. Simple as that. It's no rocket science behind this. And the good part with working with James is we actually, I've seen James actually fold his hand and get down on the floor and do the work, the dirty work. So that is the support I can assure you, and work with the right person and with the right attitude. That's all we can say.
Very well put, James.
Yeah, what we look for in a candidate is someone that's honest, of course, hardworking, and just got a team attitude, because we really do achieve more together than we do separately. So good communication is a very big part of it. But there's a lot of improvements that we make just by our franchise partners' ideas or their employees' ideas along the way, different improvements in designs or recipes or our systems of operation. So it is very much a collaborative effort. And we've known that from the very beginning. When we started the company in 1996, I think I was only about 24 years old at that time, and our employees weren't too much younger than I was, 18, 19, 20 years old. And so we've learned to listen from the very beginning, and it's good to listen, because there's, like I said, just a lot of improvements, incremental progress that you can make by just simply listening. And if you're in the store like we were day in and day out, we understand, like I said, from an owner operator's perspective, and that's the same attitude that we have today, even though we're in the offices. But you'll see us out in the stores. We'll see you in your store, I'm sure.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much, Paul. I think I echo, and of course, Rahul, thank you so much for sharing how we are sort of developing the model. But as an exclusive development partner for the Smoothie Factory, what I want to say is, I think what we're looking for is the longevity of the business. See, as I mentioned at the beginning, we launch one brand every day. This brand is going to be in few years 30 years old. How many brands you can sort of talk about which are accessible today for youth internationally? They're in 20 countries as a franchise model, and that's, I would say, the power of franchising, driven by Franchise India's work, and of course, Frank Global's work in last 25 years. We are looking for partners who, sure, first time business entrepreneurs as well, and as well as who all are already running franchise businesses, who want to work with brands and concepts which have credibility. And also can see themselves running this business not for 2 or 3 days. It's not an impulsive sort of a business decision we want. We want you to work to see you grow as well as grow with us. So if you're a first-time entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, or looking to partner with an international brand, reach out to us. We are looking for both, as Rahul mentioned, single unit cafes. So if you have a great location of your own, speak to Rahul. We can look at single unit locations. If you have a good food court location, because I think I've talked to a lot of people these days who have bought into food court locations in new malls. We can try and have a chat about that. We also want to have area masters. This is the most impactful opportunities, which is rather not available usually. And this is again one time. Once we get an area partner, the area would not be available anymore, or everything would be coming under that partner. So for area masters, depending upon if it's a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 areas, we have different pricing, different structures. So speak to Rahul, speak to us. We will, of course, once we speak to each other, we'll take it to Paul and James and try and see if this makes sense. So yes, thank you so much. Rahul, you want to add before I hand it back to Arshika?
No, Veena. So you covered all the things, guys. So I want to just summarize all the things. If you want to take a best brand of the world, I can say Smoothie Factory with a 30-year of legacy, all the support from the location to the product offering, menu, each and everything is to manage by us, and we will give you in hand. And that is the beauty of Franchise India. If you are coming with us, we will give you a best brand of the world with a positive hope. And we have both the options available. If someone wants to take a unit rights, we can give you a city rights or maybe a straight rights, as well as the unit franchisee in both model, kiosk or a standalone. So again, I want to add kiosk with an investment of 25 lakh rupees. For a standalone or a cafe, the investment will be around 35 to 40 lakh rupees. Your store will be live. You will not pay a single extra penny. Even we can also support in the license part, which play a very important role as per the India. Thank you, Vinas. Thank you, James.
Thank you, everyone. Harshika, back to you, and thank you for hosting us. Thank you to all the audience who have stayed for the better part of the hour. I hope this was time well invested. It was definitely for us. Thank you so much. Harshika.
I think there is a technical glitch. So Venus, you can just close and then get.
Okay. Harshika, you cannot hear us? Suddenly she is able to come. Okay. There seems to be some technical issue because Harshika is not able to unmute herself. But so I will take this opportunity to end the session. Harshika, you're there? Great. Over to you.
Thank you, Venus. Thank you, team Smoothie Factory and Rahul, for this wonderful presentation discussion about the brand Smoothie Factory. Friends, for more details and to connect directly with the owners and to know more about this business opportunity, you can reach us on our hotline number 9717683838. You can also write us on feedback@franchiseindia.in. Tomorrow, again, Franchise India bringing India's #1 bakery brand, Monginis. Starting with the investment of 10 to 15 lakh rupees with the area requirement of 200 square feet. For more details about this brand, you can reach us on our hotline number 9717683838. You can also write us on feedback@franchiseindia.in. Thank you everyone for joining today's webinar.